Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday. It's our final day of Student Story Week. We're continuing today with another round of interviews with students studying at different colleges and universities around the world. And I'm so excited to kick off the day with High Point University. It's a really cool school in North Carolina. It's known for having an awesome first year experience for students and especially international students. And I'm here today with two of those international students. So welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you for having us.
This is exciting. So we're going to be discussing making friends and getting involved. But before we do that, I would like you both to introduce yourself. So Dynasty, why don't you go first? Tell us where you're from.
All right, hi everyone. I'm Dynasty Ray. I'm an international student from China. I'm a freshman and I study media production and entrepreneurship at High Point University.
Awesome. That's exciting. So you started during COVID times. Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. I bet that kind of changed plans a little bit, but I hope this fall things are going to be back to normal for you so you get that full experience.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
All right. And Robin, go ahead and introduce yourself. Where are you from? What are you studying?
Okay. Yeah, so I'm Robin. I'm from Bermuda. I am majoring in biochemistry with a minor in math. And yeah, I was just fortunate with everything that happened to be able to go to university for my freshman year. So I just finished my freshman year. Yeah.
Awesome. 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 Well, it's so nice to meet both of you coming from two very different locations, Bermuda and China. So I'm really interested to hear both of your perspectives. But before we get into our topic of making friends and getting involved, I want to know, like, what brought you to High Point University? Like, why is that where you ended up? Robin, do you want to go first?
Sure. Being in the sciences, I didn't really see, I mean, for me, like that didn't even really hit. I wasn't really looking at academic wise. I just knew at High Point, like I wouldn't get homesick because that was a big thing for me being away from home, making sure I wouldn't go to a campus and just feel like, wow, I just miss home like right away. I have to admit, I just feel like I'm on vacation like every day. So it's really fun. And then when I got there, I realized that they actually have a really good STEM program. And the professors there, all my professors, I love them. I love the small class size. I just like, it appealed to me on the outside, and then everything else I discovered when I was there just basically all worked out for me.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. That's awesome. Yeah, it's great when it's like better than what you expected, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. What about you, Dynasty? What brought you to High Point University?
Okay, so I have been an international student ever since freshman in high school. So I spent a year in Philadelphia and then spent the rest 3 years in High Point, North Carolina. And I've been knowing there's like a great university just right around the corner. And all the way until I was able to get some tours and just trying to walk the campus, I fell in love with it. I love Dr. Kubang and personally. So later on, as I explore more, I found they have like this great program in their communication school of both media production and entrepreneurship together, which fits my interests just perfectly. So I applied and everything just went through great. And also, I just feel like this school is really big enough for me to find all the opportunities I got to explore and also small enough where individuality is valued. So I do feel safe here. So yeah, it's been great.
That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that both of you have had such a good experience. And I think it speaks volumes that even though you both started during COVID when things were not normal, you still feel like your expectations were, at least met or past your expectations. That's awesome. Um, so Dynasty, I know you said you had visited around, you were already in High Point, so you had obviously had a chance to see the campus beforehand. But Robin, did you have the chance to visit or did you only see things like online before you arrived?
I was able to visit campus. I knew because I do horse riding in Greensboro, I knew I wanted to stay in the area. And I had a lot of like locals recommend it to me. So my mom didn't even take me. Like I had a friend's mom who was like, "You have to go see this school, and I'm taking you." So yeah, I got to see
Oh,
it,
that's cool.
thankfully.
That's awesome. I know. I think campus visits are so important. Like, if you are able to go do it, you should, because it's totally different, what you see online, like I said before. And then when you're actually able to feel what the vibe is of the environment, you really kind of know right away, I think. If, they say it's like love
Yes,
at first sight, if it's
it
like
really
your
is.
place.
Yeah. No, it's like a gut feeling you get where you're like, I can see myself here. I can see myself going to class. Like it really
Yeah.
is like a gut feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And that's amazing. But unfortunately, there are so many students who are spread out around the world who just don't have that opportunity. So that's why I'm really glad that we're getting to speak with you both. So you can kind of help communicate that message of like what it is you felt when you first got there, and how you got comfortable on campus. So with that being said, let's go ahead and lead into our topic. I want to know, upon arrival, what was your experience when you kind of like started making friends? Dynasty, do you want to go first?
Yes, so I came out from a high school environment, which we only had 24 students in the graduating class. So really coming out to like a bigger size of school, it was a little like nerve-wracking, but it was like really fortunate that students and staff here at High Point University, they tried their best to help us to get involved. So as soon as I got in at the international orientation, I was able to get involved with the Global Students Association. And later in the semester, I joined the club fair. And also, really, High Point University has been really great with their communications. Whenever there's opportunities, they make the information widespread in the campus. So I was soon able to join different clubs, get involved in just world like campus around activities, and later on I was able to find a job in their language department. So there's ways to get involved as long as you are willing to try. Just step out from your dorm and just talk to everybody. There are a lot of people who are interested in hearing your story and hearing like your perspective around just the world and studying in general.
Yeah, just put yourself out there. I'm really curious to know, what the orientation process was like for you both upon arrival. I know this word is thrown out all the time, like orientation, welcome week, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of people just don't really understand what that entails. In my experience, I think orientation is, you find people very quickly. Everyone's looking for friends. So it's really easy to kind of make those first connections during orientation. But Robin, do you want to tell me what your orientation experience was like?
Yeah, sorry. I think there's a tractor going in the background, so you probably can hear it. But I remember, so for international orientation, we kind of it was a bit unique because we were put in the mix with the regular orientation, but there were some like sessions that we had where it was just international students. So, you still get to have the same experiences where you're making friends with everyone, you're seeing everyone, and it's great as like a first week type of thing. I still have friends from like my orientation group. So it was nice to still get that experience as an international student, but also get the information you need that's unique to our situation.
Yeah, that's good. You kind of got to mix with both domestic students and you got your specific info for international. Dynasty, did you have anything to add about your orientation experience or what you thought about it?
Okay, so I do want to mention two highlights. So each group during the orientation was assigned to a peer, what is that called? But like someone who's like upperclassmen but leads us through the entire orientation week. So we got divided into group, we got to have snacks, have lunch, and then we do a lot of activities around campus. And also beside that, we also have like the first year navigators to get us prepared for our future academic studying. And also like right now, a year later, I become a first year navigator myself. So it's going to be another experience for me. I'm excited for that.
Wow, that's awesome. Very cool. Now, are either of you involved in clubs and organizations? Robin, I know you before we started, you were in the horse barn, so I'm assuming there's a story there. Robin, how about you start? What clubs and organizations are you involved in on campus?
Yeah, so literally like my first semester, I got involved in so much, and some of it I think my name's still down on the list, but that's what I would just, encourage everyone to do. Is just sign up for everything you can do. But now I am a part of it's like a professional fraternity, a chemistry one, so it's not a social one. It's like a different set because they're co-ed. So I'm a part of that. I'm in club field hockey. I do horse riding. I tutor for the school.
Wow.
I'm missing something, but yeah, I'm just a part of a lot on campus, basically. Oh, and Global Student Association as well. So.
Nice. Nice. What about you, Dynasty? What all are you involved in?
Yeah, so both Robin and I are in the Global Student Association. So as for first year, I didn't want myself to be too overwhelmed, so I only joined the Student Association and the Multicultural Affair, which is like a campus-wide association for cultural appreciation. And I'm also the SGA rep, like the student government representative for my club. So basically, I got involved in students' government as well. I'm also a supplementary instructor in the language department, and yeah, what else? And I've been also doing side projects. So recently, I did a feature story with our campus enhancement team to appreciate their work during COVID-19. So that was fun as well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. You both are so busy. I don't know how you balance it all. Oh my goodness. And I want to know, with that involvement, how has that impacted or changed your social experience and your social life? Whoever would like to go first.
I would just say, like, for me, I knew that clubs was going to be the way for me to find who, like my friends basically, because, for us, I have friends that are from different states, and they said that they get, like group chats together where, like people from Ohio are going to school, and I didn't have that.
I'm from Ohio.
Well, like, I think there were two other Bermudians, and one of them like went to the same daycare as me, but like weird, small world, but like that was kind of all I had. So I knew like getting involved in campus right away was how I was going to meet people, and that was kind of why I just basically applied for everything I could. And then when I found my groups in certain things, I knew, okay, like I'm happy here, and I would only do stuff that I was happy with that would, be adding to my experience, not making me feel more overwhelmed. So
that's a really good piece of advice there. Don't do too much where you stress yourself out. Kind of find what you like and what you enjoy, and as you said, what kind of enhances your experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very cool. What about you, Dynasty? How has it impacted your social life?
Yeah, something I want to share is it's kind of funny how whenever I am trying to find a friend as a target, it never comes. I just have a feeling of I should just like get myself out there, and there will be people who are interested in me, and then there are people that I'm going to be interested out there as long as I just go out there and try. It's such a big environment, it's such a big world, and we can always find the right ones for us.
Yeah, that's so true. So true. It's one of those things, as you said, if you try to force it, you might not find the right friends for you, because I think we've all had that experience of having good friends and having bad friends. So it's not good to force it, but if you just go out there and make yourself available for the opportunity, that's when you're going to find the right person. Now, did either of you face any challenges when you first got on campus or when you started making friends? Was there anything that you had like difficulty with?
I think for both of us, and I think for probably all students that are like in our class, COVID was a big one because we're
Right.
talking about making friends and um, social things and how to get involved. But for our first semester, I mean, High Point was doing and is doing as much as they can to make sure we get that like experience, and I truly appreciate that. But I think we can all admit that it wasn't the same as what it normally is, and that socially, I think for a bit made it harder. And in a situation where you're coming and you don't know that many people right off the bat, and you just really have to put yourself out there, and also not just expect people to be making plans. Like, you have to be the one to do that as well. And like, really, it just kind of teaches you a lot of like how you need to be socially, and like it feels just like a lot sometimes, and you're putting all this effort in, but really, like, now that clubs are really opening up and everything, it's great now.
I'm really glad
Totally
to hear
agree.
that. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Dynasty. What challenges did you face? Anything outside of COVID, or were you in the same boat?
Yeah, I was kind of in the same boat, but I do appreciate how like we were able to like go into class in person. Like, although we had like the limitations of like how many people can be in the same room together during COVID, but really, really with the mask, it helped us to understand how valuable friendship is. And really, we were able to make friends without seeing their face. So it's really like a connection, a communication through heart. And I think that's like even more valuable than really being able to see other people speak and laugh. I know that's important too, but yeah, it's another depth in our friendship.
That's so true. I never thought about it that way. I guess when you are kind of covered up and when you have to keep distance from each other, those connections that you make, even despite all of those roadblocks in the way, those are going to be deep connections and deep friendships. So that's awesome. Now, we only have a couple minutes left. So I just want to kind of wrap things up. I want to know, do either of you have any pieces of advice for other international students who are either thinking about studying in the US or are nervous about making friends? Anything you want to tell them?
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, this is my 5th year studying abroad, and also like it's almost my 6th year. So one big advice for you is be brave. If you want to try something different, go ahead. Like, as I mentioned earlier, the world is so big, and then there are so many different things for us to see. And if you have this opportunity, don't be afraid. Come out and see the world. Even if it's not successful, you still got a big experience in your life, and that is more valuable than anything else. So just be brave and be open to different new things, and just try your best. And that's about it. What about you, Robin?
Thank you so much, Dynasty. That's great advice. Robin?
Yeah, I agree with everything Dynasty said right there. Just, be brave to put yourself out there, and yeah, because that's how you're gonna make friends. That's how you're gonna find opportunities. And High Point has so many of those. I have all my friends talking about getting internships, and like they're all just it's very career orientated, and I love that because it gets me thinking about what I want to do in my career. And my advice though is that you can't just expect those to fall on your lap. Like, you definitely, like, the services are there, and when you go to such a great school that has those opportunities, don't expect them to just come to you. You have to go out and find them yourself. So
Exactly. Your future is up to you. You can be at a place like High Point that gives you all the tools to be successful, but if you aren't willing to go and grab onto those opportunities, well, you're not going to have the same experience as someone who did, So I think that's great advice, ladies. I think you both brought up so many wonderful points, and I'm so happy to hear that despite COVID, you were both able to still get involved and meet people and make friendships. And I hope this upcoming semester in the fall is going to be normal and fun, so you get that full university experience. I'm really excited to see how your journey progresses for both of you. So thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I wish both of you the best of luck at High Point. All right, goodbye everyone. See you later.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.